Who's coming this morning? John Young announcing he's running for lieutenant governor, of course, Jefferson Parish president. Your thoughts?
Very, very interesting. I think that it'll change things around a little bit, don't you?
Well, I mean, you've got Billy Nungesser, of course, who's running. You got Albert Guillory, who's running, and we've had all of those guys on Politics with a Punch. So I think they're all good guys. The favorite was John Young, though, according to the polls.
Which poll was that, though? That was his own poll?
No, last independent poll that was done on it showed him leading, and
Okay.
I think it makes sense because he's president of one of the largest parishes in the state. So we'll see how that translates into the campaign. But we've already got, of course, that campaign starting. You got the governor's race pretty much starting. We've got a year to go for that. And then we're in the midst of a Senate race, 3 months to go. And, of course, we had earlier one of our callers saying that the attack ads hitting Cassidy hard. I was at the Hyatt over the weekend for the YLC Role Model Gala, and you had all these Democrats streaming out of Mary Landry's fundraiser. And one person I saw there, John Georges, the publisher of The Advocate, sort of surprised. Were you surprised he was there?
Well, first of all, let me ask you this: she had a fundraiser. I know they had the Democrat.
Well, it was a Jefferson Jackson Day dinner, but it was mostly a Mary Landrieu event. I mean, it seemed like it was dominated by people supporting Landrieu.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it was fun. I mean, that's an annual event that they have, and so I mean, she may have had a separate fundraiser, but that was an annual event, and that would have gone on whether she ran or didn't run. So,
Steve, your audio, my friend, is sort of muffled. So
is it really?
Yeah, now it's better. So it keeps going on and off. Keep it like that so that we can hear you. Okay. Let's bring up one other issue, then we'll take some calls. 504-556-9696. Of course, we've got riots in St. Louis. Police are trying to crack down after the second night of that. You think anything like that could happen here in New Orleans?
Oh, sure. Sure. By the way, is the audio any better right now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, super. So, yeah, I mean, riots can happen in any major city. Sure.
All right, let's do this. Steve, we're going to put you on hold there for a second because the audio keeps going in and out. And then we'll try to get that worked out, and then we'll come back and open up our phone lines right here on 504-556-9696. It's ringside on WGSO. Jeff Career with you. One more thing I want to get your thoughts on, folks. We've got the U.S. Postal Service announcing in their last quarter that they lost $2 billion. Can a government bureaucracy like that reform itself, become more efficient, or is it just hopeless? Do you think the Postal Service has a future? 504-556-9696 to join the conversation. Jeff Career here. Hopefully we'll get Steve Sabadowski of BayouBuzz.com working with us. We're doing a Google Hangout on BayouBuzz, and of course on the airways right here on 990 AM. All right, brief time out. Let's take care of some business. More Ringside coming your way right after this.
The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche was no friend of Christianity, as evidenced by this remark.
Steve?
About
okay.
Can you hear
me? Salvation, he said, if they looked a little more
Steve?
people who
Yeah, hold on.
We could dissect Nietzsche's words a number of different ways.
Steve?
Let's think about this one question.
All right, audio's low. Is that?
Okay. Just 1 second.
And it sounds good, then it'll get muffled.
Really? Is that any better?
It's just not strong.
Okay, let's.
Kindness, gentleness, and self-control. This is David Jeremiah, encouraging you to get on the road to new life. Discover the difference God can make on Route 66.
How's that?
Much better.
Log on to Route 66 Life.
Okay.
Can you just keep it like that?
Yeah.
It's better. I mean, it sounds a little echoey, but I mean, I can hear you.
Besides the obvious, an 18-wheeler
He was
weighs
using
more than 6 times what a car weighs. There are extensive regulations that apply to trucking companies and things trucking companies do that other drivers don't have to. A trucking company usually employs people you can get information from, like a safety director.
Steve?
After an accident,
Yeah.
You were just picking up the audio from the laptop right now, or what?
Daily log.
Yeah. Well, I from my
Inspection reports
my
that show
camera.
what's wrong with the truck.
Camera?
Yeah.
As a mic? Okay.
Which will help show
Yeah. Is it bad?
when it hits.
No, the audio is better. I mean, before it was just going in and out. So.
Okay. Well, that was a microphone that I have. I'd rather use a mic, but anyway, let's just keep it as it is.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
DILEO, or call me at 522-3456. That's 522-3456.
Not only is he speaking easy, he's easy to speak to, and he won't cut you off. Ringside Politics with a Punch is on the air now. Give Jeff Cruair a call at 556-9696.
Hey. I think we've got everything worked out now. Jeff Cruair here, joining us via Google Hangout at Bayoubuzz.com, and here on the airways, Steve Sabadowski, who is our Ringside All-Star, who joins us on Tuesdays. And now I just put on the screen a picture of John Young from our roast that we did a few weeks ago. So John Young, Jefferson Parish President, announcing for Lieutenant Governor this morning. Also, Steve, another big story we're following, the homeless have been given 72 hours to vacate from their encampment underneath the Pontchartrain Expressway. Some people are speculating they're doing this because the Saints game is coming up. Others are saying, hey, where do these folks go now that they're being kicked out of there? I think they got to go there. I mean, there's hundreds of people there. It's a nuisance. It's a public health concern. It's a public safety concern. Your thoughts?
Well, it's certainly curious. Yeah, and they have to go somewhere. I'm not sure where they go. I know that I know the city has tried to do a lot to try to deal with that really major problem. So, but I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. Maybe they go into Atlanta.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to Atlanta for the Saints game, by the way, coming up.
Oh, you are?
Yes, looking forward to it. All right, let's take some calls. 504-556-9696. We were talking earlier about the impact of Obamacare on folks. Our next caller certainly can speak to that. Our buddy Phil the Patriot joining us. What's going on, Phil? Good morning.
Hey, listen, got good news and got bad news. Listen up, brothers and sisters. You better start reinforcing your patriot cage and your patriot minds and your patriot hearts and your patriot souls. Get your body ready. Make your immune system strong. Now listen to me real close. I've heard this happen recently to a bunch of my friends in the profession that I do. And not only that, we heard about this first time the boss mentioned it last year. And around this time, as a matter of fact. Well, the boss walks in yesterday and he says, everybody come to the office, okay? And he says, bad news. He looks at the schedule and he says, everybody's restricted to 30 hours starting next month because they have to be in compliance by next year, so they're going to practice. Y'all only need 30 hours at most. And
that's because of Phil. That's because of Obamacare.
Yes, Obamacare. And he said that if we don't, the government's going to fine them. Mm-hmm. I call it theft, income confiscation. How about extortion?
Right.
Fraud. $2,000 per month per person.
Wow.
So that would bankrupt the company right there. Mm. Now, I invite all you other callers out there that have jobs similar to mine. It's going to happen to anybody. It doesn't matter what my profession is. It's going to happen to all of you out there. This country was built on people that would work 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, 96 hours a week, 104 hours a week. People like that, people with an iron heart, iron soul, and love this country and love Jesus. That's what this country is built upon. And this man that's in the office, broke you dopes Obama, the Muslim misleader, Antichrist, son-in-chief, is doing this along with all of his administration. He is one of the heads of the snake.
All right, let me just clarify, Phil. The boss said that the reason everybody's being cut back, no ifs, no buts, no question, is Obamacare, right?
Yes, exactly, because they're not going to be able to afford the fines or the insurance.
All right, Phil the Patriot. I'm sorry about that, Phil. Our thoughts and prayers with you for you to deal with that. That's going to be tough for you and your family. Steve, what do you make of that? An example of Obamacare and the devastation to one local businessman.
Well, again, I've heard that's going to happen, and I also have heard that that some employers are using that as an excuse. I don't know. I think that there's going to be both. I mean, there's a lot of other reasons why there's cutting back, and some employers since the big recession, really, I mean, they've done a lot of different things. So, how much of that is going to be the Obamacare? I don't know. I don't know.
Yesterday, Steve, the president interrupted his vacation to make a comment about what's going on in Iraq, talking about the plans for a new government there, talking about the airstrikes there against ISIS. A lot of controversy about whether we're doing enough or too much. What do you think of our decision to start airstrikes and humanitarian aid in Iraq?
Well, again, I think that's very. I mean, I'm concerned about that. I'm certainly concerned about the Vietnamization of Iraq, and I think that you have to ask, well, where was such the support? I mean, what happened to Syria? I mean, why didn't we do the same in Syria? And so is it because these people are more vicious? Is it because we have our troops there? Is it because the political pressure is too much? It's just a very disturbing situation, and I think that it's. I mean that's my take at this point.
Steve, were you? And we'll get back to the calls in a second at 504-556-9696. Were you surprised that Hillary Clinton has now staked out a position different from Obama, criticizing Obama's Syria policy, really saying that she would have acted differently in a number of different areas? It was an article in The Atlantic. Is this really her first step away from Obama, his legacy, and her telling Americans that if she's president, there's going to be a new way, that she's going to be a different kind of president?
Sure. Well, no, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, she has to distance herself. I mean, in terms of her particular positions, doesn't mean that her positions are going to be proven right by history. So, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, liberal Democrats are a little bit wary now because she's sounding like a neocon, sounding like someone who's sort of a hawk on foreign policy, military issues, and I think some of the hardcore liberals in the Democratic Party might start looking for another candidate.
Sure, and I think that that was basically her position prior to her becoming Secretary of State, and I mean in terms of her being more hawkish. And so I think that that's basically her position, will be her position. Again, I don't think it necessarily proves that she's going to be right as proven by history. But I think that it's certainly, I mean, she's very popular within the Democratic Party, from what I understand. And we're just in really troubled times right now. And part of it's the fact that Americans are just war weary, and we're trying to build our own country and back, and and so we're being dragged into these disturbances. And I mean, how do you feel about it, if I might ask?
No, I understand what you're saying. I do think we need to take action against this ISIS group. I think we actually need to take more aggressive action. My heart goes out to the Christians being targeted, being beheaded. I think the Kurds are good fighters. I think if we can help them, they'll fight ISIS themselves and keep them out of that area of Iraq. I think it would be important for us to not let Baghdad fall to ISIS. I think they could be a real danger, and I think they're not going to be content with just being in Syria and Iraq. So I think they're a real threat to this country. I really do. So I'd like to see the president even do more than just pinprick airstrikes. I really would.
Sure, and I mean, I understand how you feel, and you know, part of me says the same thing, and you know, so I have my own internal debate going on regarding that.
Right.
You know, I mean, really, in the entire Middle East, you know, the thing is that you can make the argument that this group is going to go after. I mean, it's the Taliban, and then it's Al Qaeda, and then it's you know, ISIS, and so you know, it's. You know, you can always make that argument that, okay, well, this group here is going to be at our doorstep. And, you know, even a country like Syria could be at our doorstep if, you know, or they can be at Israel's doorstep, or they can be in Europe's doorstep. So, you know, I don't know if that's a good enough argument by itself.
Well, the president has seen fit to intervene in a limited way, and we'll see if he escalates in the days ahead. I think there are going to be calls for him to do more.
Well, should we have boots on the ground?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We've got advisors in Iraq. We've got a few hundred advisors there. I think you know, we've got, of course, a situation in Afghanistan where it's out of control now. Our generals are being killed. So I think we've got many more people in Afghanistan. So I don't think we have the appetite for boots on the ground. I really don't. But I think we can make a difference with more robust airstrikes. I really do.
Okay. Now, I mean, some of the, quote, hawks, neocons, conservatives, both Democrats and Republicans, okay, feel that, wait a minute, you know, we've got to stop this no matter what. You know, and I think we heard some of them on TV, on Sunday TV talk. And
well, I disagree. I mean, I don't think we've got the American, I guess, interest in a more involvement from our military. But there is something we can do, and I think the airstrikes are, I think, an effective tool we can use. And I think we have an obligation to do that. I mean, this is, I think, a dangerous foe. I really do. Some have said they're much more dangerous than Al Qaeda. So, yeah, I think that would be my course of action. But, of course, we'll see what President Obama does. Let's get some of these other calls in, Steve. And we've got other issues to get to. Steve Sabatowski with us, Jeff Crouere here. It's ringside on WGSO, 504-556-996962. Join us. Michael checks in on a cell phone. Hey, Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff and Steve. Look, Jeff, you accuse me of being obsessive about Reagan. I'll make you a little deal. If you quit being hateful to Obama, I won't bring up all the warts on Reagan. Is that a deal?
Well, here's the difference. Reagan left office in 1989, and Barack Obama's president today. So I think we have to deal with what's going on right now, and that's why I talk about Obama, because he's the current president. I mean, I could bring up every day the sins of LBJ and the sins of FDR and the sins of all these other liberals. Jimmy Carter, I could have a field day talking about Jimmy Carter every day, Michael.
I can tell you some great things about Carter, but I don't want to do that now because I know you're only going to give me a few seconds as opposed to everybody else. But anyway, here's the deal. Your words are sadly reminiscent of the same things that have happened in the past. When you don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it. And obviously, your grades in history weren't that good, Jeff.
Straight A's, actually, but go ahead.
Yeah, right. If they are, then you must have had the easiest teacher in the world. So here's the
AP history, my friend. But anyway, go ahead. What you got?
I believe that. Okay, here's the deal. When you say we need to go in and help the Kurds and arm the Kurds and all of that stuff, that's the same words that we said in Vietnam. Let's go help these little South Vietnamese work against the North Vietnamese. It's terrible. So what happened? Every time you go in, something like that happens. It's a terrible thing. Stay out. Stay out.
So you're mad at your idol, Barack Obama, right now, huh?
Yeah, I have a difference with him on this. I don't think he should be in there at all.
Okay.
He's gotten us out of Iraq in the first place. That's the same thing that, and you also say more bombing strikes. A colonel came on Fox News, which is, by the way, the only thing I look at because I want to laugh all night. And he came on and said, we've been bombing Iraq for 25 years. Under Clinton, we bombed Hussein all the time. That is not going to work. The only thing where you can defeat them is troops on the ground and troops forever in those countries. Stay out. like George Washington said, don't get involved in foreign entanglements. Cut the military like Washington and Eisenhower said.
Well, Michael, I'm sure you've got maybe Elizabeth Warren who you can back in 2016. Maybe there's Bernie Sanders, a socialist, who has that view. Maybe there's some others you can get behind. I don't think you'll have agreement with Hillary. Steve, your thoughts?
Again, I think it's part of the real major debate that's going on.
Obviously, within the Democratic Party, too.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I agree. I think that, you know, we all have some real issues right now. And, you know, I mean, we want to, like I said, we want to build the country up. I mean, our roads, our infrastructure is it's horrible. Right. Horrible. And I mean, how do you do that when you're constantly building up the roads and infrastructure of other countries?
That's a very fair point. Let's squeeze in one more before the end of the hour. Adam, you've got the floor, my friend, from Pearl River. How you doing?
Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
Hi, Steve. Jeff, I'm beginning to think you're a mean guy.
Uh-oh.
You don't give Michael in his padded cell enough time on the phone. He's got nothing else to do in his padded cell. And also you're criticizing his Messiah. So I'm beginning to wonder about you, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, on Obamacare.
Yes.
Quickly, we talk about rates going up and the pitfalls of Obamacare. I think we have to look beyond that and realize this is exactly what Obama wants. The higher the rates go up down the road, the more we will have to look to a single-payer system where the government controls every aspect of our medical care. And sadly, these, you might say, silly insurance companies going along, they think they're making more money now that the rates are going up, and they don't realize that he's taking them right down the tubes because eventually people won't be able to afford their rates. So this is all no accident. And when we talk about Obama may be in trouble because rates are going higher,
yeah,
that's exactly what he wants.
All right, my friend Adam in Pearl River. Steve, your thoughts?
I disagree. I don't think that he wants rates to go up. I don't think that he wants a single-payer system. There's no evidence to me that he wants either one. You know, I think we need to look to see what we can do with the system that's currently in place to improve upon it. And you know,
right.
and I mean that's how I feel. You know.
All right, my friend. With that, we got to roll. Steve Sabatowski with us, BayouBuzz.com. Jeff Cruaire here. It's coming up on 10 o'clock. Time to get the latest from the Blaze. We'll be right back.
The Three Tailgaters Show with Ken, Ed, and Archie on WGSO.
Yeah, let me just tell him. Hey, man.
Yeah, I didn't actually finish, you know, what I was going to say. So, you know,
sorry, it's how it goes in the big time. You know, sorry.
Sure, no, it's not a problem. Anyway.
Yeah. I've got all kind of stuff in the 10 o'clock hour, so I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm jammed.
No, it's not a problem. I just I don't want people to think that I'm wholly behind Obamacare because, you know, I'm just uncertain about
about whether you are or not.
Well, I don't like the extremism, you know, like I just heard, which I don't think is fair. Okay, and you know, and I do think we have to work within the system, but it doesn't mean the system of Obamacare. You know, I just don't know.
Terrorists.
You know, that's just a mean.
On Fox News.
Yeah.
You know, we got to put. I mean, Obamacare also includes.
Here we are, and that's
pre-existing condition.
Strength every day.
That's part of the system.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
So anyway, okay.
All right, your audio's really going out again, man. So anyway, yeah, I'll have a column for you later. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be working on it. Thank you, Steve.
TV at the Blaze.